Shalom.
Shalom to everybody online. The water for joining us. It is Wednesday. So we're live here in Houston. We got a few locations throughout the states that you can check us out if you're in the areas. We got Houston, we got Virginia, we got Rochester, and we have San Antonio, as most of y'all already know. We have different YouTube channels for each location. So if you just go into the description of this YouTube, it'll give you the YouTube channels for the other different states. How we looking?
Yeah,
We good?
Yeah.
We just gotta adjust it.
Gotta adjust some things.
Great. We have our kids class that you can check out, which is S.O.W. S.O.W. _children _ of light. That's on Instagram, TikTok, S.O.W. Children of Light. We do kids class in Virginia every Sunday. All right, so we do kids class in Houston on Saturdays at 11 a.m. All right, so you can hit us up for those kid classes. We got a YouTube channel for that, right? Yeah, I believe. Mashaba has a podcast on Podbeam, so you can check that out. 9 a.m. What is it? 11 a.m. 10 a.m. Mountain Standard, noon Eastern Time. So that's on Podbeam, Mashaba's podcast. All right. You get any garments made? Anything garment-wise, you can hit us up on Chosen Creations. And that's for the garments or any type of custom woodworking that we do. Anything craftsman related, you can hit us up at Chosen Creations. You go to isbhbk.com, and then you'll see Chosen Creations, and then you can make your orders from there. And we're constantly advertising on it, Instagram, Facebook, the different social media platforms, so you can check us out that way. What else we got? We got Hebrew Academy in the different, I should say in Rochester and in Houston and in VA. Rochester and VA do Hebrew Academy on Mondays. We do it on Tuesdays. Hebrew Academy, mainly for the brothers that are in the state that go out to street speak, right? That go out to teach, that do flyers. It's literally just teaching brothers how to have that street teaching, flyer etiquette, how to approach people, dealing with different topics one-on-one. So make sure you're a part of Hebrew Academy if you want to be a teacher. That's part of the requirement. What else we got? You can always, brothers got a business in the mall in each state, at each location. So you can always, if you want to just Raptor Bros, you want to support the businesses, you can go to the malls that we have, pull up on brothers, check them out, meet them in the flesh, whatever the case may be. So we do have our mall locations that you can check out. If you need to reach anybody, my phone number is 303-557-8979. I'm here in Houston. Priest Kazakia, he's in Virginia. His number is, damn, I used to know this off the top of my head. 757-300-4047. Priest Zionala, who is in Rochester, is 346-234-8340. So, need to reach anybody, counsel, any suggestions, any inquiries, you can hit us up. If you got any questions, if we're in class, text only during class, please. please, and thank you. Anything you want to give, you can hit us up if you need to mail anything so we can give you a proper address. All right, so you can hit us up. Any monetary donations that you want to give, we have many ways to collect. We have the Wells Fargo account, which is 101-580-6167. We have the Cash App, ISBHPK donations. We got a Zelle, which is isbhpk@gmail. Or you can send it to Priest Kazakia's number. So anything you want to help out with for the school, you can do that. We appreciate it in advance. We appreciate all the brothers and sisters that have been helping out throughout the years. Because truthfully, I don't want to say without you there's no us, because that wouldn't be 100% accurate, but brothers and sisters do allow the water. That was mine, right?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. Brothers and sisters do allow some of the burden to be lifted off of us when you do contribute. So I'm not gonna say without you there's no us, you know. Without the Most High there's no us, but with each other and unity and everyone pitching in, it does lighten the load on brothers and sisters day to day with paying school rents, relocations, core locations, paying mall, different bills we got are crazy. It's insane. They do not make it easy to live in this kingdom. So we gotta render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So we definitely appreciate the help from the various brothers and sisters that have been helping over the years. And if it's in your mind to help, feel free. Just hit us up, let us know. You know what I mean? Hit us up, let us know. That brother got close. That brother got a close up of the screen. Damn. Oh, my muscle definition that I ain't got? Okay, I see you out here trying
Gotta make sure we get.
to get me in a good light.
Yeah.
You're right? You're trying to get me in a good light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got that holy smoke on and stuff. You know.
So last week we did a class about discipline. God, we did. We definitely did a class about discipline. I feel like it was a pretty decent class. Some good edification came out. Some good y'all had some good input. Someone requested a part 2, and I wasn't gonna do it. But then someone else requested a part 2, and they didn't even know they did.
I was waiting for that.
So we definitely about to do a part 2 it's not the same title, but it is along the lines of discipline. So last week's class was about holding your discipline when others are not disciplined around you, right? And we know that that's important because what we've been damn near preaching forever, but really trying to hone in on these last couple of months is about individual accountability. Each individual's accountability to what they agree to their duty, husband, wife. We've been really trying to hone in on that because it doesn't matter if you're a group and trying to be accountable. Once you're in a group and one individual inside of the group is no longer holding themselves accountable, you don't have a group. You don't have a group that agrees, right? The group setting is broken. So you do have to focus on each individual. That way, when you do come together, you can get some things done. So we've been kind of harping on that narrative. The Psalms been really pushing that narrative. The Psalms that we've been going through over the Sabbath should definitely lift your chair up. Sure, making me nervous. Thought it was Mama Shah sitting next to me. What's going on? Right? So, accountability it should be of the highest, it should be of the highest attribute that we try to hold ourselves, because without accountability, you can't really move in the spirit. If you're not accountable for your own actions, you can't be accountable for the actions of others. So, you know, the disobedience of others is going to be there. But what are you gonna do in those times, right? Are you gonna, you know how your mom would ask you, if they jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off a bridge too? And what would you say? You would say no, right? So what we're gonna go into in this angle, you know, last week was about what does obedience show about us? So what is this angle gonna be about? Well, you can title this class, let me see what I titled it. Cause I just be, you know, been kind of willy-nilly with the titles. I titled this class, and you can title it whatever you want, but I titled this class, The Results of Disobedience. So something along those lines, the results of disobedience. So last week we touched on what happens if I am obedient in these disobedient times around disobedient people. Well, my faith is built, right? What else? We talked about faith. What else did we talk about? I want to know if y'all remember. Just from last week. Nothing, you ain't gotta go no deep soliloquy, just what do you remember from a talking point? If I remain obedient, y'all got no excuse, because I'm going off the top. And I remember. So y'all better remember what?
Being obedient brings forth like good fruit.
Good fruit, right? Which is something that we all are trying to strive for. Good fruit. What else? What? Y'all online can chime in too if you remember.
That about remaining connected to the vine.
Right, remaining connected to the vine. What? And that's how you bring forth the fruit, right?
Yeah.
Is being connected. What else?
Just being obedient is the way to follow the Most High.
Right? Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell.
Yeah, right.
What's another talking point that y'all remember? What?
Obedience is not just for ourselves, but the ones around us.
Right?
Show that example.
Mm-hmm. What else? I mean, yeah, y'all hit it right on the head. It builds your faith. It shows that you have the trust. Let me just see, because I got it all here on the same document. Our obedience is the way for us to be protected and strengthened by the Most High. The part that I didn't touch on was the blessings that it brings, right? That our obedience brings forth those blessings that we're looking for in the Most High. What's up?
And I remember a real good main point you made was we avoid suffering, so we become disobedient.
Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why we don't like to be obedient is because we don't want to suffer through the lesson that obedience is trying to teach us. We don't want to go through the hard, harsh, turbulent, tribulation-filled time or situation that if I remain obedient, there's a grand lesson. There is that fruit that I gain. We don't want to go through that, so we avoid, right? So,
You know, if I could add too, you know, if you have to be obedient to something, that means that the natural first reaction is that you don't want to be obedient, or is that it's the easier route is to just not be obedient. The easier route is to just run away and not hold on to being obedient. You know, that's why the scripture harps on being obedient so much, because life is going to present a lot of things for you to not be obedient, and for you to follow what it is that the crowd follows, or whatever it is that you feel, or whatever it is that you think. But you know, obedience will keep you safe. Whereas if you step out of the line of obedience, you're going to screw yourself.
So I got a question. My question is, when you think about disobedience, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Anybody could answer. What?
Sin.
Okay. What else? And I'm gonna warn you, I'm gonna start this class the exact same way, with the exact same scriptures and the exact same talking point that I started the last class. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
So you said sin, which is perfect because we're gonna go there. Anybody else got anything? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you just hear the word disobedient? What?
Prideful.
Prideful. What else?
I was gonna say, a rebellious spirit.
Rebellious spirit. What else?
I want to say like not being real with yourself.
Not being real with yourself. Why you say that? I'm curious. Why you say that?
Cause
So
when,
the
you're
answer,
being,
I'm just-
cause when you're being disobedient, like in my eyes, through seeing it, it's like when you're not being real with yourself, it's like you're lying, you're faking it, you're not like really being honest with what's really on your mind, what's really on your heart, and because of that, it's gonna cause you to go down the wrong path that you're really supposed to be on. If you were being obedient, if you were being real with yourself, if you were being honest with what's really on your mind. That's what I mean like by that, because it could cause you to go down the wrong path. It could cause you to go back to that old crowd. It could cause you to do so many things that you don't really want to do.
Okay. What else we got? Anybody? Ivy?
You hard-headed, you don't listen to nobody or any, like, no one, you don't listen.
Hard-headed. Doesn't want to listen. You know, a lot of the time. Oh, sis.
Sorry. Fake,
Fake. Okay.
not real.
Not real. Kind of along the lines of what he was saying. What you got, Max?
Uncleanness?
Huh?
Uncleanness?
It is an unclean thing to be disobedient. It is unclean in the eyes of Yah. You're right on point. It's definitely unclean. Right? You know, when I think about disobedience, I think about childishness.
Bro, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think about, well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, when you first asked the question, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? The first thing that came to my mind was a child.
Yeah,
Because that's usually who or what we equate being disobedient to.
right. And really, just think about it. Who's disobedient to who? Isn't it the children being disobedient to the parent? Whether it be in a spiritual sense, whether it be the Most High and His people,
Yep.
whether it be in a teacher guidance, subordinate student, husband, wife, it always goes back to some type of leadership trying to instruct, and a person not being able to understand that they're being instructed for a reason, and so they move in a childish manner. Be men in understanding, but children in malice. But we have it flipped around where we're children in malice or we're men in malice and children in understanding. Right? So that's the first thing that kind of comes to my mind. I got another one for y'all. Do we sometimes view disobedience as just a minor slip up, or do we understand the gravity of disobedience in the Most High's eyes? Like when we get into those times, do you look at it from the eyes of the Most High, like how He looks at it, or do you just chalk it up to we just flesh, we got grace, He'll forgive me. Yeah, me too. Right? How do we? And that's more of a self-reflection, anonymous. You don't really got to answer that loudly, but like in yourself, how do you think you view disobedience? Do you view it the way men view it, or do you view it like the way the Most High views things? What's up?
So, me personally, I feel like I definitely try to look at it from the Most High's point of view
Okay.
and how He would see it. But at the same time, I feel like when I am doing that, that's kind of when you kind of get viewed as over-righteous, you get viewed as being harsh, judgmental, all those type of things. Like, when you try to just look at it from what would He want.
Okay, now let me ask you that. Just in those thoughts, does that now because not wanting to be looked at as over righteous or judgmental, does that now put you, like, what mind does that put you in?
That put me in the mind of,
Does it put you in the mind of still doing the disobedient thing or not?
no, it don't put me to like do the disobedient thing. It's
Okay.
more so, let me check myself, let me check my judgment
Right.
and see if my judgment is, do it have is there mercy in it? Is it not just the law?
Got
Not just like the letter of the law, but if there is a spirit behind it.
you. Got you. Yeah, that makes sense. It should make you be a little bit more on point with the judgment. Right? Yeah, because I'm asking these questions because of some of the times when it comes to these matters of disobedience, because this is the thing, remember, and we talk about it, what is the nature of disobedience? Is it sin?
Con.
Con, right? That's the nature of it. That's a characteristic of it. But because you're disobedient, are you literally sinning in every sense of the situation or word? You might not be committing a literal sin against the law, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not a big deal. I think sometimes we rationalize things like, oh, well, what law did I break? And then it's like, well, you didn't like verbatimly break a law, but do we roll around with that disobedient nature, seeing that it's a nature from a sin standpoint? It is a nature of sin. It leads you to sin, right? Like the more disobedient I am, the less instruction I receive, the more I do my own thing. But if I don't know what the hell I'm doing, can I fall into the matters of sin?
Of course.
Yeah.
And
But go ahead.
I was gonna say also, just because you're keeping the law doesn't mean that you're in the spirit. Because the Pharisees, they kept the law, but they weren't in the spirit. They didn't have the spirit of Christ.
And they were disobedient as hell.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Yep.
That's the point is, but you couldn't find that they were breaking laws verbatim,
Yeah.
is the point. You'd have to really dig into them and see. And that's why when Christ is on the scene, he's exposing that, like how they were breaking the law and loopholes that they would find and, slithering out of situations to not be accountable.
Yeah.
Right? So we know the nature of disobedience is sin, right? 1 John 3 and 4, you could just write it down. What is sin? Sin is a transgression of the law. 1 John 3 and verse 4. So, what does disobedience show in us? What?
Pride.
Pride. What?
Lack of maturity.
Lack of maturity. What else? See if anybody can get the point that I'm on. Without this, it's impossible to please him. What?
Faith.
Is faith and trust, right? So disobedience shows a lack of faith and trust. Go to Hebrews 3:10. Go to Hebrews chapter 3, verse 10. No, I need a different reader.
Con.
This ain't one of them classes.
This Hebrews chapter 3, verse 10.
Read it.
Wherefore I was grieved with
Right.
that generation,
Go ahead.
and said, they do always err in their heart.
Right. So because of disobedience, the Most High is grieved with you. And what the Most High is able to look at within you is the errors of your heart, the things that are in your mind.
Yeah.
See, when we get into an obedient mode, you're able to have the things in your mind corrected. Right? What does the scripture say about subduing your own thoughts and being reformed? But the disobedient, they'll always have error. They'll always be in an error-filled way, because that is what is literally inside of their head, is error.
Yeah.
Read on. You're gonna have to catch the replays. Read on.
And they have not known my way.
They have what?
They have not known my way.
Because one of the major parts of being disobedient is that your way or the highway. It's all about you. Read.
So I swear in my wrath.
I did what?
I swear in my wrath.
See, now the Most High gotta literally swear in his wrath about your expected end. He literally gotta swear that this is gonna happen or not due to our disobedience. Go ahead.
And you know, if I add too, like he says that he will swear in his wrath. So think about it. We move the Most High to a point where now he's angry, he's pissed, and he says something. He speaks a judgment. And whenever the Most High speaks a judgment, that's what it is. Like there's no turning back, there's no coming back from it. So we move the Most High to this point where he's wrathful, and he lays out a judgment. And now it doesn't matter how much we try to, it don't matter how much we repent now and what it is that we try to do. At that point, whatever he says, that's what it is.
Read
You know
on.
what I'm saying?
Read on.
They shall not enter into my rest.
They shall what?
They shall not enter into my rest.
So you want to know how disobedient you are? How much lack of rest do you have?
Damn.
And I'm talking about not because you slept 8 hours, not because you took some Dayquil, some NyQuil nighttime and got you 10 hours and you feel rested. I'm talking about literally in your bowels, in your spirit, the situations around you, your relationship, husband, wife, your children. Can you say that you're at rest? Can you say that you're entering into peace? Well, we know that a disobedient man or a disobedient woman, you're not going to have that peace because of the error of your ways. Read on.
Take heed.
Do what?
Take heed.
Go ahead.
Brethren,
Uh-huh.
lest there be any of you, lest there be in any of you
Right.
an evil heart.
A what?
An evil heart.
What's inside of the disobedient?
An evil heart.
See, you got an evil ass heart. Point blank, period. Your heart is evil. And you have not examined yourself to remove that evil heart. How can a disobedient person remove evil if it's all about their way? This is why you err so much in life. This is why you can't get your relationship together. This is why it's always beef with your wife, beef with your husband. This is why the kids are always in limbo. This is why the households are in torment. Like your household don't be in peace. Why? Because you disobedient as hell. You do not obey when things are told. So there's not going to be peace and love and, oh, we should be the happy family, the happy camp, happy Israelites. Nah. You're going to be in constant turmoil and tribulation. The same thing that you try to avoid to be obedient, now you got to catch it on a different end.
Yeah.
Read on. What verse you at?
Verse 12.
Read.
Of unbelief.
Read it again from the top.
Take heed.
Take what?
Take
You
heed.
better check yourself. Straight up. Stop playing games. Read.
Brethren,
Uh-huh.
lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief.
See that evil heart of unbelief? That lack of faith? And it's not like, oh, I'm lacking faith in the doctrine and this. No, you lack faith in people that are set around you that literally have been doing this for years and got miles on you, got light years on you in understanding, got light years on you, got way more bandwidth than you have. Your bandwidth ain't there. What we talking about, the bandwidth? How much gigs they got, Corey? You got 5 gigs. You got 5 gigs of mental bandwidth and you think you know something. You better take heed, brother. You better take heed, sis. Children have small bandwidths to be able to deal with situations, turmoil and trouble and handling problems. And that's why I say it's just like a damn child, because children are going to reject what they don't understand, right? Children are going to reject what they can't see afar off. Children are going to deny what's presently in front of their face. Only children do that. Only a child will look at you right in your damn face and tell you that the sky is red. What color is the sky, baby? Purple. And you're like, no, it's blue. And they're like, no, it's purple. Only a child does that. Read on.
In departing from the living God.
See, your unbelief and departing. Come on.
But exhort one another daily. While it is called today.
While it is what?
While it is called today.
Because tomorrow's not promised. That's the point. Your disobedience can only go so long. The rebellious spirit, the nonchalant, I ain't dealing with that. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm going to laugh you off. That spirit can only go so long. Go ahead.
Lest any of you be hardened.
Be what?
Be hardened.
And that's the problem with the disobedient. A disobedient fool. Every time you try to reprove him, what does he do? What does the scripture say about reproving a fool? It says a fool often reproved will stiffen his neck and harden his head. So now we're dealing with a fool and a disobedient one at that. It's one thing to be disobedient and just ignorant. It's another thing to be a damn fool and be disobedient. Because now what you're going to do is you're going to harden yourself against any type of instruction, any type of instructor, any kind of correction, any type of leadership that is sent your way. You're going to harden yourself because why? It's about your way.
Yeah.
But your way is error-filled. Your way is filled with errors.
And you know, results are the results. Life will show you that it's error-filled.
Yep. Read on.
Through the deceitfulness of sin.
Through the what?
Through the deceitfulness.
See, and that's what happens. Your rebellion, your lack of obedience starts to become deceitfulness to you. Because you think that you're right. I've been saying this lately. Right? I've been saying this lately. When a fool has good luck being a fool, it's bad. When he starts out foolish and he gets a win, man, what happens? Is it hard to change his mind that, hey, that wasn't the right way to do that? It's hard as hell. Why? Because he's like, well, I succeeded. I succeeded in doing something wrong. Right? I got lucky. And so it's hard to show that man or that woman that, hey, even though you got lucky over here and the result that you were looking for came about, still not the right way to go about things. Because then what'll happen is they'll stay on that train of mind, that train of thought, feeling like, well, it's my way. Yeah. I got this. Gabar.
That's like that saying, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it.
But what if it was broke from the jump and you didn't know it was broke? See, a lot of us got broke up, nasty, filthy, dirty wisdom, the wisdom of this world. And let's be honest. Have you been successful in certain aspects of your life with the wisdom of this world? Yeah. Of course you have. Yeah. You were like, yeah, I made it. Look, I got a job. I did this. I got cars. I was able to pay some bills. My relationship, I kept it afloat for a little bit. Right, you got some wins, you got some dubs, but does that mean because you got a dub that your wisdom was correct? Nah. And see, a fool and a disobedient person, what makes them even worse is because they won't even take the step to allow someone to show them where things can be corrected along the way so that they don't have to have luck in life. You don't have to go around being lucky. You can go around being wise. You don't have to go around hoping that the Most High might show you some favor. He just will. because you're looking well till you're going. That's the problem with a fool. He get one thing to go good for him, and all of a sudden it's up. I'm wise now, I'm smart. So we have to recognize because nobody in here, I'm not talking to nobody in here. Nobody in this school, right? We all are obedient children. We all know what is required, right? We all know what's required. I ain't talking to nobody in here, right? I ain't talking to nobody up in here. Right? We all should know what's required and what the Most High wants. Read on.
For we are made partakers of Christ.
Right, go ahead.
If we hold the beginning of our confidence.
If we do what?
If we hold the beginning of our confidence.
See, the Bible tells you to cast not away your confidence that has great recompense of reward. Your confidence is your faith. But how can you hold on to something that another attribute inside of you is destroying? How can you have faith if obedience is riding high? Or disobedience. If that's your calling card, then how can your faith be strong? How can you be protected? How can you be strengthened? How can you be blessed? Right? How can you get all those good things, fruit of your labors, the fruits of the Spirit? How can those things come if, again, the disobedience is stronger in you than faith? Read on.
If we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end.
Read.
While it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice.
Today, if you will what?
Hear his voice.
If you will do what?
Hear his voice.
No, reject.
Hear his voice.
Cast it behind your shoulders.
Hear his voice.
Read on.
Harden not your heart.
Do what?
Harden not your heart.
Yeah, and part of it is some brothers and sisters be so hard. You got that stony heart. Your disobedience is causing you to be stony towards husband, wife, children, brothers, right? You got a lot of Israelites that have a stony heart. Deuteronomy 10, he said, I was going to replace the stony heart with a fleshly heart. What was supposed to do that? Anybody? What was supposed to do that? Book of Deuteronomy, replace this thing with this thing. What was the means of the fleshly heart being replaced with the stony heart being replaced? What?
The law.
The law. Because the law is spiritual. The law is good and just, but we're carnal. And so brothers don't even want to, and sisters don't even respect the law enough to hold it in high esteem above their disobedience. Read on.
You know what we respect? We respect the punishment of the law. And the reason why I say that is, like, instead of just following, instead of just being obedient,
You got to get your ass kicked.
we got to get our asses kicked. We got to learn the hard way for us to say, okay, let me go ahead and listen now. But unfortunately, like, that's what the Most High has always tried to get us to avoid by just being obedient. If we were just obedient, we wouldn't have to learn the hard way. But unfortunately, a lot of times we choose the hard way.
And again, learning the hard way don't work. Because that's what hardens your head more. Yep. That's what hardens your heart more.
Yep.
That's what makes you more stiff-necked. The fact that you keep getting your ass beat, instead of falling back and humbling down and understanding what is required of me, what do I need to do to move past this demon that's on me?
Yeah.
You say, you know what? It ain't that big of a deal. And you laugh it off. And you joke about it. And then what happens? I'm gonna just wait for the next ass kicking. I'm gonna wait for the next ass kicking. And the next ass kicking. And you just getting your ass kicked up and down this world. You're getting kicked out of the damn camp. You're getting kicked out of jobs. You're getting kicked out of relationships. You're just getting kicked around. Some people got to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Read on.
As in the provocation.
As in the so don't harden your hearts in these situations of irritation, the provoking. Go ahead.
For some when they had heard, did provoke.
Go ahead.
Howbeit, not all that came out of Egypt.
See, someone they heard did provoke. You provoking the Most High to jealousy. You're tempting the Lord with your disobedience. Some, even when they heard, was like, we ain't hear that. We ain't dealing with that. We ain't putting the blood on our doors. Come on, you think every single Israelite put the blood on their door in that first Passover? You think every one of us was like, come on? Nah, you had disobedient, disgruntled, rebellious Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians that say, you know what? I gotta learn the hard way. Let me see what's going on. Let me see if this thing's gonna come to pass. Let me provoke the Most High to anger. Read.
Howbeit, not all that came out of Egypt by Moses.
Come on.
But with whom was he grieved for 40 years?
Who was he grieved? Who was the Most High grieved with for 40 years? Huh? What Israelites? Who was he grieved with? Was he grieved with Moses?
God.
What was he? Was he grieved with Joshua and Caleb?
No.
No. He was grieved with the disobedient, the rebellious. That's why we walked around for 40 years. Because of disobedience and rebellion. Read on.
Was it not with them that had sinned?
Read.
Whose carcasses fell in the wilderness?
Come on.
And to whom swear he that they should not enter into his rest?
See that? And he swore that they would not enter into the rest, the promised land. Go ahead.
But to them that believed not.
But to what?
But to them that believed not.
See, we're talking about faith and what disobedience does to your faith. It causes you to believe not the words that come before the punishment. But then this is the cold part. You're so damn deluded, you don't even believe the punishment. You're so damn delusional. You think the punishment is just a fluke. You got so much pride. You think, oh, the Most High is going to take it easy on me. The Most High, he'll be good. He'll be appeased with kicking me around a little bit. The arrogance of some, it's wild, man. It's like this arrogant ass spirit in some brothers and sisters where, yo, you greatly err not knowing the power of the Lord. That it's not about him wanting to kick you around like a soccer ball and beat you down like in Isaiah 53. It pleased him to bruise you. It's not about that for the Most High, because what would he rather? Choose life. Disobey me. Just hearken. Just listen. What would he rather? Just do the thing you say you're going to do. Commit. Make a commitment. Make a stand. Stand up for righteousness. Be an example. That's what he would rather us do. Right? You think it don't, it's no different than any relationship. Unless you're a goddamn psychopath. No one in here should love to beat their kids. Right? No one, I mean, I can't tell the last time I had to put a hand on one of mine. Right? But think about when you have to, how much talking, how many warnings. I'm gonna get the belt. I'm gonna get the belt.
It's a lot.
And you like, you like Pops trying to get the belt off. I'm gonna get the belt. Because you just want to scare them. Don't tell them I said that. Right? But you wanna frighten them with your words before you gotta literally take an action.
Yeah.
Right? But think about how many warnings you gotta get. Think about how many warnings the Most High give us before he literally dropped that chastisement on you, that butt whooping on you. I don't love to beat my kids. I'd rather speak and they just acquiesce. They just do. I really think that's what the Most High wants from us, is that when he speaks, that we just do. Finish that up. Read verse 18.
Verse
19.
18.
18 to 19.
And to whom swear he that they should not enter into his rest,
Go ahead.
but to them that believe not. So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief.
Right. So what happens now with unbelief? Well, who's bringing the believing message? Who's saying, hey, brother, you can do this? Hey, sister, you got this. Who's doing that? Who does the Most High send? Leaders, teachers, guides. What did he send to Israel? He sent prophets. So I want y'all to think before we go to the next scripture. If I'm in an unbelieving, disobedient mind state, or because I'm disobedient and I don't want to eradicate that spirit, and now my faith is being tampered with, right? My faith is being tampered with. But then I got somebody in front of me giving me the instruction. What happens? What happens? You don't believe. Your faith is destroyed. You're disobedient. And I'm saying, hey, brother, have faith and be disobedient. How you gonna feel about that? Gabar?
If I don't believe, and you tell me,
I know it's a hard question to ask because you gotta be in that mind. But if just put yourself in the position. Your faith, you're disobedient already. Your faith is being destroyed because of your disobedience, because of the situations you're in. But you constantly got brothers and sisters. Hey, get it together. Hey, brother, you got this. You got this. What tends to happen in those situations?
I'm gonna get irritated and try to close my. I ain't going to hear. I'm gonna like. I don't want to be. I don't even want to be around y'all now.
Yeah.
So you reject what?
The wisdom, the knowledge, the instruction.
You literally start to reject the leadership. You reject leadership, you reject your teachers, you reject the guide, you reject anything that's trying to get you into a proper mind state of obedience. So you can write down, so the first little point was what? The first little point was Israel's lack of faith leads, slide. Disobedience shows lack of faith and trust. Next little point, Israel's lack of faith leads to rejection of teachers, guides, leaders, etc. Jeremiah 7:25. What's up, Corey?
Learn how to shorthand.
Oh, Salaki. Y'all say it again. So the first point before we went to Hebrews 3 and 10, disobedience shows lack of faith and trust. And then we go to Hebrews 3. Then the next little point, Israel's lack of faith leads to rejection of leadership, right? Or leadership / counsel, teachers, whatever you want to put. I'm using these different words because some people don't like the word leadership. So you might use, what?
You said it one more time.
Damn, y'all, listening is art. It's only 7 words. Israel's lack of faith leads to rejection of leadership. 9 words. Damn, y'all made that hard. Lack of faith. Watch this. Lack of faith leads to rejection of counsel and leadership.
It is a little rough.
Seems like a learning curve.
It's a little rough.
Lack of faith leads to lack of rejection of leadership.
Bro, you said it like 4 different times.
Actually, let's shorten it though. Lack of faith.
I'm sorry, you said it like 4 different ways. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
All I did was just add words at the end.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all being disobedient is all right. Jeremiah 7:25.
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 25.
No, but really, we got it? Y'all got it? Y'all got it?
Yeah.
After the 19th time?
Got it now.
Jeremiah 7:25.
Since the day that your fathers came forth
Right.
out of the land of Egypt
Come on.
unto this day,
Mm-hmm.
I have even sent unto you all my servants,
I have
the
done what?
prophets. I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm some great, mighty, prophetic man, but hey, it ain't hard with Israel to be a prophet. It ain't hard with Israel to be a prophet because all you got to do is look at the road a man is walking and understand what that road comes with, and you're able to tell him about his journey going forward. The only problem with that is that man got to believe you. But if if my faith is destroyed, if I'm not obedient to the things that's being told to me, guess what that man is going to do, or that woman is going to do? They're going to walk that path anyway. They're going to find some reason why that path is the path to take, the path of destruction. Read on.
They daily rising up early and sending them.
See that? Listen, we rise up early to do what? Prophesy. To do what? Counsel. To help with situations. 7 in the morning, my marriage is failing. 8 at night, my marriage is failing. 1 in the morning, my marriage is failing. And guess what we doing? Con, we got you. What you got going on? Con, sis, what you got going on? Oh yeah, well if you do this, this, and this, it won't fail. You know what, brother? If you change this and do this and act like this, it won't fail. Daily. It don't never fail. It don't never fail. Listen. Go ahead, read on. Go ahead, read on.
Yet they hearken not unto me.
Yet they do what?
Yet they hearken not unto me.
Because of what? Pride, arrogance, the errors of my heart. The way I want to see it and do it is more comfortable for me. Read on.
Nor incline their ear, but harden their neck.
See that? But you harden your neck. You get more stiff in the situation, thinking that what? Why do I stiffen up? Why do I harden my neck? Why can't I be broken? Why? Why does a person do this? We know it's stubbornness, but why do they get more stubborn? Why? Anybody? Mathea?
Because they think they're doing the right way.
Because she stole your answer? Yeah, because no, it's not even that they think that they're doing the right way. It's because their lack of experience and faulty thinking. It's faulty. It's a faulty ass mind. It is literally like a breach that happened where, again, their mind ain't calculating the circumference of things. Where, like you've heard the terminology, the outside looking in. Who has a better vantage point? The person inside the matter or the person on the outside looking in?
Person on the outside.
Yeah. But see, the dummy inside the issue thinks that he got the best vantage point. But all he can see is really literally what's in front of him. The person looking in can look at the dummy and the other dummy and the other dummy and the other dummy and say, y'all are 4 dummies. Look what y'all doing. Right? Y'all 4 slow people. Let's stop being slow. If you do this, and you do this, and you do this, we can get somewhere.
Hey, that's what the scripture say. He that's first is going to be right in their own eyes, but his neighbor's going to search him out.
But his neighbors searching them out because
Yeah.
I can stand back now and look at how you're moving, look at how they're moving and say, well, you're doing the same thing.
Yep.
You're doing what you're accusing, or you're doing what you're accusing. What's that?
That's like that picture where you had the people that's sitting on the branch of the tree, And they're
Okay.
all cutting off different parts of the tree.
And they making each other fall or something?
Yeah, like they're trying to make the other person fall, but then
Somebody-
they don't see that I'm trying to cut you off, but actually when I cut you off, I'm gonna be the one to fall.
That's the point. But then the person looking can say, hey, if you cut that, you're gonna fall. It's no different, right? The Most High sends people to you because there's a few reasons. But it's to really walk you through and show you situations that you're not equipped yet to handle. But what do? It says you do what? Read that verse again. Verse 24.
Verse 24. You want verse 24 or verse 26?
Verse 26. Lock it. They both say the same thing. Go ahead.
Yet they hearken not unto me,
Right.
nor incline their ear,
Right.
but harden their neck.
Come on.
They did worse than their father.
That's sad. That's sad when you got a worse relationship than your father that has no wisdom. I think about us being in the truth, and we supposed to be having these glorious. My marriage is righteous. I got that Hebrews 13. Marriage is honorable and all. But wait, your marriage is worse than your father's marriage. Your relationship is worse than anybody that came before you in your lineage. Think about that. In the truth, bam, bruh. Can you imagine?
I can't, but I can. I can't because I can't imagine it
Because you don't
myself
want to
because-
imagine, right? Right.
Because I apply the scriptures,
Right.
and I apply certain things, but I can't imagine it for somebody that doesn't, and for somebody that's disobedient.
The Bible says you worse than the Bible says you worse than your fathers. You're doing worse than them. That's crazy work. To have the wisdom, to have brothers and sisters that will literally sit with you, literally embody your problems. Like
Communicate with your problems, like it says.
we literally communicate with your infirmities. Like I wake up talking to my rib about and not directly your problems, but the camp. We don't even get a chance to solve our own issues. And talk about us is always about, okay, what about this sister? Where should we put this sister? What do you think about putting this sister over here? Okay, what about this? Get on the phone with him. Shaddai, what are we doing? Okay, this brother got this guy going on. The brother got this going on. This brother got this going on. What about this brother? Hey, check on that brother over there. Hey, we ain't heard from that brother in a minute. Hit him up. Hey, what's going on with that sister? Hey, what's going on with that sister? Right?
Yeah.
Our lives are consumed with y'all. And then for you to say, you know what? We don't give a damn about what you say. Because you show you don't care by just not listening, by not hearkening and by not applying. And then some people are just more brazen than others. They'll hit you with the LOL in the chat like you ain't shit. Yeah. Right? Some people, F quadazop. They hit you with that. That's old school. Right? That's old. I ain't never gonna forget that. Right? The person that did that ain't on that no more, but it's a reference point. Right?
It's a quote.
They'll delete themselves from certain chats because they don't want to hear it no more. Such and such has removed themselves from chat. Goddamn. Okay, it was getting that rough. That now you decided that communication ain't the key. Read on.
Therefore, thou shalt speak all these words unto them,
Right?
but they will not hearken to thee.
Come on.
Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee.
Right? Read verse 28.
Verse 28. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the
See
the
that? There's
voice,
no obedience. You obey if not. Read on.
the voice of the Lord their God, nor receiveth correction.
Nor receiveth what?
Nor receiveth correction.
And what else?
Truth is perished.
Yeah, the truth that was in you is perishing. The faith in you is perishing. It's being eaten up by disobedience. It's being eaten up by your arrogance and your pride and your narcissistic ass behavior. Yo, I've been really like stepping back and just like looking at people and narcissism. He did a beautiful class on it.
Con.
I'm out the back door of that class because we might need a part 7 on that one.
Yeah.
Yo, narcissism is so rampant.
It's rampant in America.
Yeah, but it's so rampant amongst our people because you really think you somebody. Like, how can you be narcissistic? How can you, how yo, just think about it. How can you be narcissistic when you can't even obey anything? How can you be narcissistic when...
No, you're narcissistic because you don't obey. I think you're saying it back.
But no, watch. I know what I'm saying when we get down. Watch, just read on.
Okay, I think I know where you're going.
Read on.
And it's cut off from their mouth.
And it's what?
And it's cut off from their mouth.
Yeah, you can hear it in a person when the truth and wisdom ain't in their mouth. You can hear it when they start talking. It just sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. But how can you talk in mumbo jumbo but be disobedient to actual clarity? You talk everything in parables. But then when brothers is like, wait, let us give you the clarity on that so you're not walking around in parables, dark speeches that have no meaning, because you don't even understand what you're saying. You reject the clarity. You reject the meaning. It just don't make sense, man. Like, you know why these classes suck? Because all it does is make you feel like you're not doing good in the truth. When never mind. Go to 2 Corinthians. Go to 2 Chronicles. Go to 2 Chronicles 36. Let me just stay on track. Let me just stay on track, man.
36 and
36 and verse 15.
this Second Chronicles chapter 36, verse 15.
Right?
And the Lord God of their fathers sent to them by his messengers,
Right?
rising up betimes
Rising up betimes early. Go ahead.
and sending, because he had compassion on his people.
Wait, why does he send you a messenger, a leader, a teacher?
Because he had compassion on his people.
Yeah, because he seen that you didn't know what the hell was going on in life and you needed somebody to guide you. That's why. He was being compassionate. He was seeing that you were walking down a road of destruction. So let me send someone to this brother or sister inside of their life in the form of an Israelite.
Yeah.
In 2025, in 2020, in 2018, whenever you walked in these doors, let me send somebody to show him or show her that I understand what they're going through, but they don't have to keep going through it. Let me give them that correction. Let me show them the truth. And what did you do? Read on.
And on his dwelling place.
Uh-huh.
But they mocked the messengers of God.
Wait, you did what?
They mocked the messengers of God.
You're like, well, how do we mock? You mock. You mock when you mock when we literally walk you through every scenario, and when it's time for you to do the right thing and lower your pride, you say, nah, I'm gonna be prideful in this situation because I'm a man. We literally coach you through every scenario, literally put the words in your mouth. Literally, we do this with your hands. This is how you move your hands, brother. This is how you move your hands out. This is how you move your mouth. And we move your mouth and we got strings. We literally do that. And you're like, nah, I ain't doing that. And we don't do it because we want to make a brother a puppet or a sister a puppet. But we get something. You don't know how to move your hands the proper way. You don't know how to open your mouth and articulate things the proper way. You don't know how to move your body the way the Most High wants you to move. So all we're doing is getting you into the practice of doing it. Hey, do it like we do it. That was the whole point of a prophet or a teacher, was for you to do what? When your teacher taught you something, when they did 3 + 3 is 6. Nah. When they did 3 plus 3 is 6, you were supposed to do what with 3 plus 3? All you had to do was what?
Copy.
Either add or copy it.
All you had to do was just copy it. That's all they had to do. And then they taught you 3 plus 3 is 6, class. And then they would show you how to get to 6. You know how you write your 3 and each point 1, 2, 3, and then you got your other 3, 1, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Then they would give you little different diagrams and different ways. You know, the math diagram with the 3 here and the 3 up here, and you bring them together and it meets 6 and 3, you know, all these different ways to get to 6. They would teach you. They gave you the answer, but then they would teach you how to get to the answer. But all you had to do in the beginning was just mimic, just copy. But you rejected the copy. You were like, well, why it gotta be 6? Why it gotta be 6? You never even gave yourself a chance. Why can't it be 7? Well, because that don't add up. In no multiverse can you do 3 plus 3 is 7. There's no Marvel universe where that works. I don't care if you got the Gray Hulk, Crimson Hulk. I don't care if you got Black Captain America. Nigga, 3 plus 3 is 6 in every multiverse. I don't care if you're dealing with Fast and the Furious universe. I don't care if it's DC. I don't care. You put 3 Marvel characters with 3 DC characters, you got 6 niggas fighting. Like, yo, how can you switch that? But how come it can't be 7, huh? How come it can't be this? Well, and those questions are really, how come it can't be the way I want it to be, the way I see it? But the way you see it, remember, you said it's error inside of your heart.
Yeah.
It's error inside of your mind. So you already see things in this error, flawed way, and then you want to carry out all your affairs in the same way. You want to carry everything out and execute everything in error. And then, like the scriptures say, you worse than your forefathers. You worse than the niggas that ain't have no wisdom. Like, how can we, like, that is a crazy, how can we be worse than the generation before us that don't even have what we have? How? The generation before us wasn't really on too much. We got unity, we got brotherhood, we got sisterhood, we got all these different things that are supposed to be going for us. And it's like we worse off because of these things? Well, no, it's not because of those things. Unity, brotherhood, sisterhood, the Bible don't make you worse off. It's the lack of knowing how to use it that makes you worse off. It's the lack of application. It's the disobedience that your fathers had that you didn't put off that makes you worse off. Read where you at.
And despised his word.
Uh-huh.
And misused his prophet.
You did what?
Misused his prophet.
Yeah, like, it's like some of y'all just be misusing our time. We sitting on 4, 5, 7 hour councils. This every other day. This day, that day. This text message thread, that text message thread. Hit them up over here individually. Hit her up individually. Go over there and talk to them. Sit with them. Do this, do that. All that time spent, man. Yo. You know how much could be accomplished in all that time spent? See, it feels like it's misused because where is the fruit of all that labor? I don't want to hear that old, I'm not trying to hear all, that's your job. Nah, nigga. It ain't my job to have my time misused. My job is to give the time to those that want it and to those that want to hear. But it's not to be misused because now you're misusing it at the detriment of other brothers and sisters. It ain't because I'm like, yo, you misusing my time because I want to play PlayStation or because I want to go do me. No, I could be dealing with someone else that is sincere. That's the point. That's the point. It ain't about me. It's about sincerity. Are you sincere? But disobedience shows you to be insincere.
Yeah. Yep.
And all you're doing is wasting time. Wasting the time of brothers and sisters where other people need help too. You're wasting your own time. Read on.
Until the wrath of the Lord.
Wait, what?
Until the wrath of the Lord.
Until whose?
Until the wrath of the Lord.
Because I can't do nothing to you. Come on.
Rose against his people.
Uh-huh.
Till there was no remedy.
Until there was what?
Till there was no remedy.
Like, how long are you going to go in this life until there's no remedy? How long do you go disobedient until it can't be fixed no more? Ain't no Band-Aid. There's no prayer. How long do we go until until the Most High says, nah, that's just him. Chalk that up a loss. Nah, that's just her. Chalk it up a loss. Ain't no remedy. Ain't no fixing this one. How long? Go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah 6. 6 and verse 17.
Con.
No.
This Jeremiah.
Go ahead, Gabar.
This Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Also, I set watchmen over you.
I did what?
I set watchmen over you.
Who set the watchman over who?
The Most High.
The Most High. We know, yeah, you didn't ask for this. You didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask for the watchman. But you needed one. You needed the watchman. Because the Most High was showing you compassion. Go ahead.
Saying.
And because you didn't ask doesn't mean that now you get to be disrespectful and reject. I didn't ask for this. That don't mean you get to be disrespectful, cuz. That don't mean that you get to be flagrant and disobedient. It's not a justification. Go ahead.
Saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
Go ahead.
But they said.
Because the sound of the trumpet signifies what?
The coming destruction.
Wartime. Destruction. That ain't the chow bell. That ain't the chow bell. Come get something to eat. Nah, it's wartime. Perk up. Be on your P's and Q's. Go ahead.
We will not hearken.
Now think about it. Think about how foolish you are to not hearken to the war horn. How slow are you? It don't affect me none. It don't affect me none, man. You got Satan moving around this earth like a demon. And some of y'all is like, I ain't trying to hear that. I'm going to just keep doing me. I'm going to keep being disobedient. I'm going to keep being rebellious. I'm going to keep being hateful as hell. Who does that affect? Because I'm good. It don't affect me. It don't affect him. It don't affect the next man. When somebody wants to be disobedient, it affects that man directly. Go ahead.
Therefore, hear ye nations, and know, O congregation.
Where you at?
Verse 18.
Go ahead.
What is among them?
Right, go ahead.
Hear, O earth, behold,
Uh-huh.
I will bring evil upon this people.
That's why your household, it's shrouded in evil. It's just an evil setting. It's an evil setting. It's negativity. You don't even want to be there. Nobody wants to be around it. You as a person, the ones that can see, they don't want to be around it. Because it's evil. It's not godly. It doesn't promote the health of anyone that walks through them doors. What, like, they call a house like a sanctuary, right? When you walk into a sanctuary, when you hear that word sanctuary or abode, right? Or habitation, it kind of puts you in a different mind. Like, man, this is a place I'm trying to be at. But not your spot, not your abode, not your presence. Why? Because you're moving like this. Read on.
Even the fruit of their thoughts.
Wait, he said what?
even the fruit of their thoughts.
He said, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts. Damn. even what comes from your thoughts is going to be evil. The fruit of your thoughts, the end result of your thought process is trash.
There's no peace. Ever.
First thing I went to in that Hebrew was about peace.
There's no,
You can't enter into his rest. You'll never get rest.
There's no escape.
That's the point. He'll make sure that your thoughts plague you. He'll make sure that he gets you. So you think it's going to be a car accident and this shooting and that and that. Nah, your own thoughts. He'll make sure your thoughts are destroying you. They're destructive. They have no fruit. See, the problem with us is that we think that we know how to avoid the Most High. You don't know how to avoid him. Your best bet is just to comply. You cannot avoid what he puts out there. He said, he swore in his wrath. This is part of it. That them thoughts is going to be fruitless. The end of your thoughts is going to be destruction. Your own thoughts will destroy you. Go ahead, read on.
Because they have not hearkened.
Because what?
Because they have not hearkened.
Go ahead.
Unto my words.
Go ahead.
Nor to my law.
Uh-huh.
But rejected it.
Right.
Man, you know it's crazy, even in the scripture. You know, with us being in the truth, we could sit here and we could think like, damn, like, I thought I was doing the law. I thought I came to class every day. I thought I did what I was supposed to do. But the beautiful part is the scripture, you know, it's showing you like, if I'm a person that comes to class every day and I partake, and I'm actually reading the Bible, and I'm following the laws, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, quote unquote, right? But for some reason, no matter what, my life isn't at peace. My thoughts, even my thoughts ain't at peace. Then I gotta reevaluate myself and say like, damn, how come this isn't working for me? How come I'm not getting the fruit for the work that I'm putting in? Because again, I feel like I study. I show up, I'm where I'm supposed to be at every day. I do what I'm supposed to be doing. But where's the peace at? Where's the fruit of of everything that I'm doing? Where's the fruit of all the sacrifice that I'm making?
You see what you're doing right now? You see how you're asking those questions to yourself? If you were
That's
what the Most High is talking about. You're gonna be sitting there like, how come this? How come that? But what are you not gonna have because you're disobedient? You're asking questions, but what are you not gonna have?
The answer.
You're not gonna have answers because they're right in your damn face and you reject the answers. Because as soon as somebody says, hey, you want to know why you fruitless? You want to know why this ain't working? You start huffing and puffing like damn Puff the Magic Dragon. You start letting your disobedience override the answers, override the wisdom.
Or
go ahead, sorry.
you just sit there quiet and you might just stare into space or looking through the person that's talking to you, and it's like nothing was penetrating that was coming through to you. You're just there. No, you tapped out. You mentally tapped out.
No bandwidth.
No bandwidth. Exactly.
No bandwidth. So, y'all have anything else?
No.
Before I move on? Right. So, what are leaders, instructors, guides, and teachers for? What are they for? Besides what we just read, what are they for? They there to warn, right? So write this down. What are teachers for? I'm going to make it real simple. What are teachers for? Teachers, guides, instructors, etc. What are teachers? What are guides? What are instructors, leaders? What are they for? What is their purpose? What is their function? Well, we just read a few, right? That they were to warn for the danger. They were the watchmen that we read like in Ezekiel. I'm not going to go there. You could always go read that chapter, Ezekiel 3. He said, I've set thee as a watchman to the people. But I want to get from you, what do you think leaders are for? Is it to just tell you what the hell to do? Is it to just, have a power trip? What do you think the Most High? Talking about good leaders that the Most High put that really actually are trying to help. What are they for, in your opinion,
It's
or
for-
in your wisdom? What?
For me personally, it's like I view it at like for me to grow and like actually like even the same situation where it's like a child and the adult. It's like so because I don't know a lot of things because of the way my life was. So when I have a good leader, they can give me that understanding that I didn't get as a child, so I can grow up and be mature in what I need to be mature in.
Right. So just to articulate your point a little bit more cleaner, or your statement, they're supposed to be able to show you the things you didn't learn as a child and help you to walk in those good understandings. Right? Asharai, you had your hand halfway up like a bar. You had the elbow kind of like at a 90-degree angle and not really at like a 45. So you asking a question or not?
No, I think leaders are set before us to teach us how to be leaders. Like you're there, you lead, you follow, but the end result of it is to be able to replicate that and teach the next.
Right. So the leaders that are set before, she said, is to help. We're supposed to be transforming others into leaders. We're supposed to be building leaders. Right? What else? That's a good answer. I didn't even think about that. That's a good answer. But she's absolutely right. Faithful men that can teach others. What?
So I kind of look at like Christ was a teacher, and he was basically our example on how to get back to the Father, how to reestablish that relationship with him.
Perfect. Now, I'm gonna ask a more pointed question. In this time frame, in this day and age, in these circumstances that we're in, what are leaders for? Think about your leaders. What are they for? What do they do for you? What have you seen from your leaders as applying to this captivity, the things we got to go through, the things we got to deal with, the things that we have to do, regardless of what we're dealing with? What are they for? Well, sis.
There are examples that it can be done, especially like in this day and age, and all the wicked just can reach my hand out and grab anything I want, but it's an example of it can be done.
Right, so she said it's an example of, when you say it can be done, what do you mean?
When I say it, I mean like following the Most High's laws and,
Right.
and not being part of the world and the
Right.
wickedness.
Right, so she said that the leaders are an example in her eyesight that following the Most High, his commandments, not being a part of the world and wickedness can be done. Anybody up? What?
I would say, they're there for our protection. So the leaders have already been through the things that we're going through or the things we're gonna go through. So they're there set before us to keep us protected and from our own foes. And they're like, they watch, right? But sometimes we don't always listen. But protection.
Right, so she said for protection, right? They've been through certain things that you haven't been through, and so they kind of have that experience. So I would have experience also. Go to Isaiah. Y'all should go to Isaiah 30 and 20.
Come on.
Read Isaiah 30 and 20.
This is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20.
Right? And somebody else can help him read too. It only got to be here. Go ahead.
And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity,
Go ahead.
and the water of affliction.
See, again, you want to avoid the bread of affliction and the water of adversity. You're not going to. Get over it. Get over it. You can't not eat this bread and drink this cup. You're going to drink this cup and you're going to eat this bread. It doesn't matter in what paradigm you think you're going to do it in. You're going to do it. You're going to eat affliction and bread of adversity, water of affliction, bread of adversity in the world, or you're going to do it here in the truth. What's the difference about doing it in the world with worldly people?
Well, when you're doing it in the world, a lot of times it's to your destruction. It's to your, you know.
There's no one there saying, wait a minute, this is how you chew. There's no one saying, wait a minute, we know you gotta eat this bread, but this is how you make the bread more palatable. This is the understanding of the bread. This is why the bread came about. While you eat the bread, sip a little water so it can go down a little bit easier. There's no one giving the real understanding of why these things happen. That's why when you're in the world, you're like, God hates me and he hates everyone. Why does God let babies die? And why does he let this happen and that happen? Because you don't understand about affliction and adversity. You don't understand about self-inflicted wounds, curses and blessings. You don't understand it. Because in the world, nobody's teaching you to understand it. They're actually telling you, no, that ain't what it is. You tripping. That ain't really bread of affliction and water of adversity. That's Kool-Aid, my nigga.
Dang.
That's Kool-Aid. That's the Hawaiian roll. They try to make it a Hawaiian roll, nice and sweet, soft, fluffy. But guess what? They lying. But guess what? The truth makes that bread an actual Hawaiian roll. It makes that bread actual Kool-Aid, or that water actual Kool-Aid. The truth adds a little sugar to that thing. It adds a little sugar on that bread, so it don't just taste like dough. The truth actually bakes that bread up and fluffs it up, but not in a fake way, in a way of understanding how to deal with the bread, how to drink that water, right? The point is you have someone there showing you it's okay. You can drink this water, eat this bread, and you can still be alive. You can live off this water and bread. You can literally live off of this. The world tells you, nah, water and bread, nah, you need steak. Steak and beer, whatever it is. Chicken and beer. You can't have it unless it's chicken, unless it's something greater. But in the truth, you literally have brothers and sisters that are going through what you go through. We're not pushing the bread and water to y'all and saying, eat. We like, yo, pass that around. That's what we doing. We're saying, pass that around. Yes, please, may I have another? That's what we doing. We're not avoiding, I ain't drink, nah, I'm good. I ain't drinking that. Nope. No, I'm fasting. Yeah, I'm on a fast. I ain't dealing with that. And then watching everybody else drink and eat and just go through problems. You know why it's important that we eat and drink also? Why is it important? It goes, what? What?
You mean like why is it important that
why is it important that the leaders eat and drink? Corey.
Because y'all always giving so much out. So you gotta be refilled back up as well.
But remember, this is waters of affliction and bread of adversity. Oh. This ain't the good stuff that you want to eat.
Oh, well, so, okay.
You gotta pay attention.
Con.
Go ahead, what you got? I'll let you start. I'll let you
give me another
grace on you.
Okay, con. So y'all had to go through it. So you go through the water with bread.
Right.
All that. So that way, when we go through it, you know, we know. So if you're going through it first, you know what to do to show us, to keep us, you know, to keep us when we're going through it, to show us the way out of it, basically.
Right.
In a nutshell.
Who else is gonna say something? Adonai and then Mathea, Lashabar. Go ahead.
It goes back to what I was saying as examples too. That's, you know, of course I'll have to go through it, because then it would leave room of, well, y'all never been through that. Like, how can you say, or, you know, leave out that room for examples too.
Or y'all are the leaders. You're comfortable. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't understand my affliction. You don't get my tribulation, brother. You're a leader. You're propped up. So when does the waters run dry? When do that bread get moldy?
Never.
Nah, it's always a plate of bread on my table. It's always a cup of water filled up. As much as I'm drinking, it don't never get depleted. I'm always not thirsty. I'm hydrated. I'm hydrated. It doesn't stop. That's the point. It's not that we went through something. No, we always going through something in front of y'all's face. We literally dealing with stuff in front of y'all's face. But the cold part is this. Y'all get to waste our time and we don't get to deal with our stuff. You get it now? You get to waste our time. And then we don't get to deal with our stuff. We got to have ultimate faith that the more we pour into you, the more the Most High is going to somehow miraculously just crush all our problems. That got to be our faith.
Done.
I can't have 3-hour conversations with my rib every single day in a council setting. 3-hour councils every goddamn day. I will get nothing done. Right? So then, because that time is now spent on other councils, 3 hours, 4 hours a day, 5 hours, this text message, that, right? So then guess who goes neglected? And guess who got to understand? My kids and do I got problems? Do I got bread? I got 4 loaves in the oven right now, bacon. 2 5-gallon jugs, ready. And I got to be eating and drinking and not doing what? Dealing with stuff. Now that's the nature of the job, but it's very selfish and very brazen and very flagrant of some brothers and sisters to understand that that's the paradigm and then say, well, oh well, that's what you signed up for. Oh well, this is how it is. No, that's not how it is. It don't gotta be like that. It don't gotta be like that if you just stop being disobedient and listen. Read on.
Verse 20.
Right?
Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Yeah, we can't eat our bread in the corner and act like we're not eating bread and drinking water. You gotta see us bite it, chew it, swallow it down. Let me see under your tongue. Nah, I swallowed all that. We can't just put the water in our mouth and then spit it out because we don't want to feel it. You gotta watch us eat. We all partake together in a circle. Communion. This is communion, my G. Go ahead.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Go ahead.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee.
And this is the point. We eating, we drinking, but then we still have the presence of mind to say, hey, watch out. Hey, be careful. Hey, don't chew too fast. Hey, make sure you chew more. Swallow that down. Don't drink all that too quick. Wait, hold up. Don't even try to drink that right now. That's that water with fire in it. Easy. That'll burn your gut up. Slow down. We over your shoulder with presence of mind. Our mouths are full. Hold on, brother. You can barely hear us sometimes. Because we go through it too. That's the point I'm trying to articulate to y'all. That as much bread as you got on your table and cups of water you got on your table, again, I got ovens full, 5-gallon jugs full. So what? We still got to do our job towards you. We got to move our plate to the side and help you eat and drink the proper way. Go ahead, read.
Saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left, ye shall defile also the covering of the graven images.
That's it on that. That's it on that. Go from there. Go to Hebrews 12:17. Turn to the left. Turn to the right. Right? When you walk in the way, when you turn to the right, Right, verse 21, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee. So when you hear the word behind thee, what are you supposed to do? Read.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 17.
Come on.
For ye know how.
Hebrews chapter 13 and 17, Salakia.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17.
Read it.
Obey them.
When you hear the word behind you, you do what?
Obey them.
When you hear the word in front of you, go left, do what?
Obey
When the
them.
word comes from the south, do what?
Obey them.
Go ahead.
That have the rule over you.
Not because we just want to rule your life. Not because we want to have to rule over you, because if it be my way, I wouldn't have to rule over you. I would just worry about my own self and keep it moving. It's not that we want to exercise this dominion. Like he said, we don't want to, oh, let me get this real quick. Oh my, yeah, this is going to be a good one. Watch this. Yo, 2 Corinthians 1 and 24.
2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 24. Not for that we have dominion over your faith.
See, it's not that we want to dominate or have dominion over your faith. But let's think about it. How can we dominate over your faith when you have none because you're disobedient? It's not that we want to dominate over you and make you believe something. Dominate you, follow me. Yo, I don't want nobody to follow me. Follow Christ. Follow the Most High. This ain't the Quatazop show. I hope I really show that to y'all that it ain't about me. Because ain't nothing coming from the book of Quatazop. Right? Ain't nothing coming from my life. It's coming all from the Bible. So it's not about having dominion over brothers and sisters. It's not trying to master over your faith. The scriptures say take the oversight. Because there's a need to take the oversight. Because it's needed. This is the Most High showing the compassion to his people by other people stepping up, moved by the Spirit to be an example, to keep the custom, to keep the law, to propagate more people like themselves. That's it. That's it. The Most High see the need, the Most High is meeting the need. And who he decides to put to fulfill that need is on him. The clay can't tell the potter what he wanted it to be. The potter have mastery over the clay. So why is it me sitting here? Shit, I couldn't tell you. Most High said so. Why is it this brother? Why is it this brother? Why is it Kazakia? Why is it Zion Allah? If we just dealing with our school. Why is it Bakar, Shaquat, Awar, Shamshua? Why? The Most High is seen fit. Don't question why. Just listen. Don't ask why. That don't matter no more. The Most High has seen a need in your life. And so now your job is to do what? Read it again.
Not for that.
Read it again from the top.
Not for that.
Hebrews 13, 17.
Hebrews 13, verse 17.
Read again, read.
Obey them that have the rule over you.
Go ahead.
And submit yourselves.
And do what?
And submit yourselves.
Submit yourself. Obey. Be in obedience. Not because it's me or him. But listen to the wording that comes out of our mouth. What is the foundation that we're trying to give? And that's the key of why I should be obedient. Why I should listen. Some of y'all need fathers and y'all just don't even know it. Some of y'all need spiritual fathers and y'all just don't know it because you didn't have an earthly father. You didn't have a man in your life to say, hey son. You didn't have a woman in your life to say, hey. Some of you women didn't have fathers in your life for real that said, hey, no, daughter. You ain't never been told no in your damn life. So now you move around with this disobedient ass spirit. Because now that somebody's standing up and telling you no, or correcting or showing you the right way, you ain't used to that. And guess what? We get it. I get it. He gets it. He gets it. That's why we don't hold you. That's why we don't hold it against you. But you got to recognize what you haven't had throughout your life. And that the Most High is trying to supplement that thing.
Proper nurture.
Yeah. The nurture. Just the fact that somebody gives a damn enough about you to check on you. And to incorporate you and to include you with no benefit that they gain. What I get from, watch this. Let me ask y'all a question. Watch this. I'm gonna count something for y'all. When it comes to the school, how many chats are you in? On the line? How many chats are you on the line chat for the school?
For our school?
Yes.
Oh, just one.
Okay, watch this. 1. I'm gonna count them out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And if you think I'm capping, watch this. Kids rotation, media team, stream of wisdom, the whole entire school, sweet ambiance, Rochester Core Sisters, Houston, garment department, Rochester camp, school department, sisters keeper, the brothers, all the brothers in the camp, Little Israel, school department, Houston sisters, officers chat, cameras, peaceful sensations, daughters of Zion. 17 chats on one damn app. What do I benefit from being in all them damn chats and having to read all that? What do I gain? And that's just on the Line app. I didn't even go through my own text message threads of Houston brothers. Me, Kazak, and Zion. Me, Kazak, Zion, Bakar, Shaquat, this brother. Like, yo, it don't stop. What do I benefit? What do y'all think I gain from not having a life? It's crazy. What do you think I gain by making your life my life? What does he gain? What does Kazak gain? What does Zion gain? I don't want to hear all spiritual gifts and all that crap. Not right now. I want y'all to really think. Because we know we get that. Right? We know that. But I really want y'all to think. Like, what do we get? Like you think that we want to be in y'all's business? For real? No. I don't want to be in your business. I don't want to know certain details about your life. I don't want to have to deal with certain things in your household. I don't gain nothing from saying, hey, I move to the left. Hey, sis, just shut up. Hey, brother, stop being an asshole. I get nothing from that, but what? What do we get?
Headaches.
Problems.
Well, all we got to do is just read back up. All we got to do is just read back up, and what we get is this. And misuse his prophets, and despise his words, and mock the messengers. That's all we get, is mocked. Why they always got to tell me something? Why they always got something to say? Why they just can't mind? I know some of y'all just be like, why they can't mind their damn business? It's too late now. You put yourself in this situation where you got to obey. It's too late. Too late, baby, now. It's too late. It's too late. Now you got to deal with it. So what do you got to do? Read it from the top.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
I get no gain for you obeying. Zero. I don't make no money off of it. I don't get no spiritual wealth off of it. Nothing. You obeying don't give me no spiritual power or no treasures in heaven. Me obeying gives me treasures in heaven and spiritual power. Not because you obey me. I don't get nothing. Y'all got to really understand that. Like, this is a lose-lose. Because if you don't obey, watch this. Read.
For they watch for your souls,
Go ahead.
as they that must give account.
Because we got to give an account when you go off and do some foolery. We got to give the account when, man, what's going on with the brother? You know what? It's still year 3 and he's doing the same thing as year 1. It's year 17 and he's doing the same thing as 6 months. What's going on with the sister? Still prideful, still hateful, still jealous, still angry, still rebellious as hell, still disobedient. But damn, it's been 7 years. What y'all doing over there? I don't know. Make you second question. What you doing? It make you second guess your whole existence as a leader. Like, damn, am I just insufficient? It make you really second question sometimes. Some of y'all be really having, y'all be confounding brothers. Sometimes I sit in my house confounded. Like, golly, is it like, are we not speaking clear enough, or what's going on? Is it not simple enough? The message, the classes, are they not simple enough to where Max can sit in here and answer questions coherently? He's 7.
He's gonna be 9.
7, about to be 9. It's all the same. He's a child is the point. Yes, sis.
Then what's the point of coming to ask for counsel or help if you're not gonna?
My dear sister, that's the golden question. I'm gonna act like you didn't ask that because I don't want to sound offensive. That was a great question. Now that's a question that people have to ask within themselves. She asked it out loud because she's thinking. It's a great question. It was an excellent question. Question of the night. I'm gonna leave that unanswered and let everyone else answer that within themselves, anonymously, quietly, in their own spirit. Some of us might error inside of our hearts. Could we moving in error? But I don't got an answer for that, sis. To be honest, that confounded me. What's the point, right? What's the point?
You did it.
If we gotta give an account for your soul, and it's always negative, what's the point? And then you thinking, no, it's all good. I'm making progress, brother. 10 steps ahead. No, but you're actually literally walking backwards. You're stepping forward, but you're moonwalking. It's crazy. Like, you moonwalking through life thinking that you going forward, but your knees are just doing this weird thing and you moonwalking in place. And you're thinking like, yeah, see? And you just moonwalking like you ever see Michael Jackson moonwalk in place and he look like he moving? That's some of y'all. You doing like the moonwalk in a circle. The circle moonwalk. It's crazy. But you think what? I'm doing something. See? I'm moving. My knees are bending. My ankles are like snapping. My shoes is creasing. I'm walking, brother. And it's like, yo, do you see what you're doing? You doing the James Brown. Read on. He looking it up. He looking up that circle moonwalk. That circle moonwalk is dope because he be like, he pop lock at the same time. Anyway, go ahead. Where you at? Read it. Read it.
That they may do it with joy and not with grief.
See, the whole point is to be able to give an account for your soul. When I pray to the Most High for you, it's not to pray to pull your ass out of a damn pit. When I pray to the Most High for brothers and sisters, when we report back and forth between the states, it's not to, damn, we got to pull this man out of a pit. Brother's backed up in a bad situation because of his disobedience. Sister's in a bad situation because she was disobedient. What do we got to do? We got to do this. We got to make this happen. We got to do this. It's not that we want to do it with, we want to be able to do it with a joy.
Oh, but online said, what was the question?
The question was basically, what is the point of a person coming if all these things are not being adhered to? I'm just paraphrasing her question and adding to it, but I understand her question. The question is, what is the point of being around if you're just disobedient as hell and you don't obey and you don't listen to nobody but yourself? If your narcissism rules, then why are you around anybody? If it's about you, go be about you, right? Ain't that what narcissists love?
Themselves.
Why are you around anybody then? Just to affect people negative? Because it ain't positive. So the question was, what is the point of that person being around if they're going to be disobedient, basically? What's the point of coming? So I can kind of answer the question. Some people think it's a boys club, girls club, sisters gathering. I'm just here to congregate. I need a family because I never had one. I need to just be around strong black men, black power, brown pride. Some people think it's a tribal banging, right? I'm from this tribe, and you're from this tribe. Go Israelites. And then we all put our hands in a circle, like Alba. Whoa. Yahweh. That was terrible. That looked a little soft, too. I was like, go Israelites. And you throw your pom-poms in the air and cheer for a brother, your favorite leader and teacher. And you go out and you say, yay, we're going to go street speak today. And you got your pom-poms because you think you're just a cheerleader. And you pom-pomming the brother while he's sitting there teaching. And you just like, go Yahweh. Yahweh. Why? Hey, some of y'all got a very bad misconception of what this is. This is life. This is life, and for some people, it's a damn game. You think you're here to cheerlead. I'm cheerleading my husband. I'm cheerleading this brother. I'm only here because he's here. I'm only here because they're here. I feel comfortable here. I feel good here. They boost my testosterone because they men's, and I'm learning how to be a men's too. That's all it is for some people. It's a testosterone hit and an estrogen hit. That's it. They're showing me how to be feminine. That's why I'm around. You got it all twisted. If it ain't about the Most High and it's about your little whack-ass relationship, good luck. Because there is no place in the Marvel universe or in Earth where your relationship goes to shit and then you just quit life. Show me. Show me where you could just quit a job because your relationship, because she broke up with you today. Show me where all of a sudden you just quit life because she don't like you today. Because y'all arguing and you know what? Man, F this job. You know what? These kids. You know what? All my duties. I ain't talking to my parents no more. I ain't dealing with nobody. Show me when you ever did that in the world. But see, you'll do it here. You'll do it here, and it's crazy to me. You'll drop all standard because she don't like you today, or because he ain't up your ass today. And then we're supposed to sit here and be like, yeah, you know what? It's a good point. Go ahead and just tend to your thing. Forget about all the things you vowed to and the things you said you were going to do. It's fine. Just go ahead and run. Run to her. Run to him. Be about him. Don't worry about the Lord. He'll forgive. He don't care about you breaking vows and being more connected to a woman than him, being more connected to a man than him. That's how some of y'all move. Like if your relationship ain't working, you ain't an Israelite no more. And to me, that is madness. That is madness. Now watch this. I'm gonna put myself on blast, just so y'all can understand. Maybe a month ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, my relationship wasn't on the up and up. I'll be honest with y'all. Now, me and my rib wasn't killing each other in the crib, but we wasn't seeing eye to eye. Yeah. How many classes I missed? Oh, shalom, brothers. Me and my rib, we having some turmoil in the crib. I can't teach y'all no more. Shalom, sisters. Asharai and me ain't seeing eye to eye. She can't come around no more. Shalom, Akim. We got to cancel everything and cancel life because my relationship is shitty today. How many of those texts did y'all get?
None.
None.
Oh, okay. Okay, you barely even seen it. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't even know. That's the point. If I didn't tell you just now, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. Because I'm not wearing my relationship on my sleeve. It's not a patch of honor to be in a relationship. The patch of honor is to be obedient to the Most High. That's the honor. That's when you're supposed to wear that. When you disobedient, you're supposed to wear that sorrow. Not because she's mad at me today. Not because we disagree today. If she's the anchor, good luck. If he's the anchor, you ain't got no anchor. You ain't got no anchor if your man is the anchor. Because when he decides to uproot himself, what you gonna do? Get pulled up with him? When she decides to go off, what you gonna do? Right after her? Just drop your whole Israelite card. It's because you're disobedient. You didn't obey the first principles. You didn't receive the teachings that it ain't about her. It ain't about him. That it was supposed to be about the Most High from the jump. And even if it wasn't from the jump, you were supposed to develop really quickly that this wasn't about nobody else but you. Real quick. Real fast. I came in for the sisters, but then, I had to learn that it wasn't about sisters. It wasn't about her, it's about me and the Most High. Once you learn that, move that way. But stop letting it be about something that can be gone with the wind and then you can just go with it. What time is it? Y'all looking at y'all watching. What time is it?
9 o'clock.
Well, you're about to get these bars.
Sorry.
Buckle up!
Oh, yeah. Question on one.
What's the question?
It says, how do you handle conflict in a marriage? Stop yelling and fussing.
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that question only because it's off the topic. And this is not necessarily right. The Lord, our righteous, is this yeah, we in the middle of a class, so I'm not gonna answer that question right now. We got 50 million classes on relationships that we can send you. Somebody find one, send it in the chat. Conflict and I know we've done them. And if not, we can do one. Just keep tuning in. Read where you at.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Last precept.
Right?
For that is unprofitable for you.
Yeah, it's unprofitable for you if we have to give that bad report. It don't do nothing for us. I might feel a little bad, the brother's going through it, this, that, and the third, but after a while, I'm like, well, guess what? Guess what? Who's gonna pity a charmer when he is bitten? Yeah, okay, the modern or the more worldly quote is, if you lay with dogs, you're gonna get fleas. So if you lay down with dogs and you get fleas, am I gonna be like feeling so bad for you? No. Just like if you put your hand in that snake pit and it bites you, am I gonna feel bad for you? Especially when it was, hey, don't play with snakes. Hey, you shouldn't have put your hand inside the snake pit. You shouldn't literally sit there and like play the flute and get the snake to come up out the thing and then dance with it and then play the flute and then put the flute down and then look at him in his eyes and then stare him eye to eye and let you, rub your nose with the snake nose. You shouldn't do that. You're like, nah, brother. I like the way them snake noses feel. I like when the wet tongue hits my tongue. I like when the wet tongue hits my nose like a doggy. And we're like, brother, that's a snake. And you're like, no, it's like a puppy. Like that wet tongue on my nose. That's not something niggas be thinking. We telling you it's a snake, you saying it's a puppy. So when it bites you like a snake, because it is that, you can't, I'm not gonna pity you. Oh well, here's what it is. Go from there. 1 Thessalonians 4:8. Somebody else, so 1 Thessalonians 4:8. And then you're gonna write down, rejection of leaders, or the message is rejection of the Most High. Read 1 Thessalonians 4:8.
Book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 8.
Isaiah 59:1. Go ahead.
He therefore that despiseth not man.
See, you don't despise me. That's the point. It's unprofitable for you. You're not despising me when you despise or disobey. I ain't nobody. I could be here to obey today and be gone to disobey tomorrow. It's not about me. It's not about the person. What are you disobeying? It's the message. It's the correction, and that can come from anyone. Go ahead.
But God, who hath also given unto us his Holy Spirit.
So rejection of the message, the rejection of the leaders / message is rejection of the Most High. Isaiah 59:1.
Isaiah chapter 59 verse 1.
Jeremiah 5:23. Go ahead, read.
Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened.
Come on.
That it cannot save.
Read.
Neither his ear heavy.
Right?
That it cannot hear.
You know why you feel like the Most High's hands are short and his ears are heavy? Because he ain't messing with you. He stopped reaching out in your problems. He stopped listening to your prayer. Isaiah 59:1. Right? He stopped listening. And you know he stopped because of what? Your disobedience. Your rebellion. All of a sudden now things in your life ain't going as they usually went when you was going through some things and you could just shoot a few little random ass whack prayers up, little crusty ass unthankful prayers. Because it's always about save me, help me, do me, help me, help me, help me. It's never about giving the Most High no thanks or no glory. It's always about him getting you out of a jam that you created. Yahweh, put her in check for me. Because you said it. Do what's right in your eyes, you'll put my enemies at peace. Mm-hmm. Damn. Your whole rib is your enemy? Wow. That's crazy. But your whole thing is to get the Most High to do for you. Guess what he does? He shortens his hand by pulling it back. His ears get heavy because he ain't trying to hear that. They're not short. That's the point. Most High can reach out and touch any situation. His ears ain't heavy. They're real light. He can hear it all. He just chooses not to because of what you're choosing. Read.
But your iniquity.
But what?
But your iniquity.
Go ahead.
Has separated between you and your God.
Come on.
And your sin.
And your what?
And your sin.
Read on.
Have hid his face from you.
Yeah, your doings have hid him from you. He's hid his face from your marriage. Damn. That's crazy. When the Most High looks at your marriage and he's like, I don't want to look at that marriage. I was thinking about something today. I don't know why I thought this. I was blending up some lavender for my rib, some herbs, and something hit me and it was like, man, if the Most High said, your marriage will determine today if Israel gets into the kingdom. Today, would we get in today? Based on your marriage. I was like, damn, that's a cold question I don't know why I came up with that question. It just hit me. I was like, man, if your marriage was the standard of Israel being entered into the kingdom at the snap of a finger right now, are we getting in? Nope. There are some marriages out there that, if that question's asked, you're going to get in. I'm not putting myself among that number. I'm just saying there are marriages out there that each person following the commandments of the Most High, holding themselves accountable, they communicate effectively and clearly, they hear each other out, they are able to take correction, they're able to be obedient to the word, to their duties. There are marriages out there that if the Most High came and said, is your marriage the standard to get Israel in? We be in the kingdom. And then some, it's like, yo, y'all got another 1,000 years. Ooh. Y'all got some time. Y'all gonna have to get some things together. 1,000 years. Ask yourself. Just ask yourself. Right? Another one of those internal ponder, silently mow it over, think on it? Man, that was a good question. If your marriage, and then if your relationship with the Most High was determined on if Israel gets into the kingdom based on your relationship with the Most High, what are we doing? What are we doing? You got to ask yourself these things. Like, if you were the Neo, the one, right? And the Most High said, you know what? Go to that man. And based on his life, Israel's going to get salvation. Are we getting into the kingdom today? Or are we going to stay in hell for another couple of 100 years? Those are good questions. Because then you would know, can you get inside the kingdom in your current state? If the nation can't get in based off of your current state, how could you? Just scale it back down. If your marriage can't get the kingdom into get the nation into the kingdom, can your marriage get into the kingdom? Fair question, right? Can your marriage get inside those walls? Well, because what's everybody gonna say? Well, I could get in. Individually, you like, well, I don't know about her. Well, because in the kingdom, we can have more than one. So, but can you get in based off of your circumstance? It's a good question. Read on.
That he will not hear, for your hands are defiled with blood,
right?
And your fingers with iniquity.
Read.
Your lips have spoken lies.
Read.
Your tongue has muttered perverseness.
Some brothers and sisters literally fit that description. Defiled with blood, fingers of iniquity, lips of lies, tongue of perverseness. Verse 4, read.
None calling for justice.
And you're not calling for no justice. Justice! We need justice. You're not calling for that. Y'all gotta understand the joke. It's like an inside-outside joke. But ain't nobody calling for justice. You're not saying, what is the just thing that I do? The just thing to do is to be obedient, to release the pride. That's what's just. That's what the Most High looks at. He said he give grace to the humble and he reject the proud. Right? Read on.
Nor any pleaded for truth.
Come on.
They trust in vanity.
Read.
And speak lies.
And they speak lies. Come on.
They conceive mischief.
Come on.
And bring forth iniquity.
See, this is the price of disobedience. Isaiah 55:23. Somebody, 5:23, yep. Jeremiah 5:23.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 23.
I'm trying to rush. Go ahead.
But the people have a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God.
You can't say it in your heart because your heart is full of error. You're not saying let's be obedient. You're saying let's rebel more. Let's fight against let's rage against the machine. If you put that same energy into being obedient, we'd be in the kingdom. Your marriage would be peace and joy. Your situation with brothers and sisters, your situation with your kids, your situation with your family, anything that you want to put your mind to, is golden. But you put so much energy into being disobedient, it's insane. And then you expect not to get the result. That's the coldest part. Why is this happening to me? Read on.
That giveth rain, both the former and the latter, in his season.
Jump down to verse 25.
Verse 25. Your iniquities have turned away these things.
Right, so the rain in the latter season is the blessing. Or what brings forth the blessing. He said your iniquity has separated you from even your blessings. Remember, one of my points in the last class was that obedience brings forth the blessing. And I know we didn't get a chance to go through it. I gave you the scriptures. But disobedience holds back the blessing. Read on.
And your sins have withholden good things from you.
So the Most High rejects you. Write it down. No more guidance. So what happens? It's real simple. Proverbs 23 and 9. Psalms 107 and 17. They'll call it out. Matthews 10 and 14. Read the first one.
Proverbs.
The Most High rejects you, no more guidance. Read.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 9.
Come on.
Speak not in the ears of a
The
fool,
Most High say, don't speak to a fool. Why?
for he will despise the wisdom of thy words.
So we just stop telling you. We already know you're going to despise it, so what do? You got it. We do this. Wash our hands of the problem. Read.
Verse 10.
No, Psalms 107, 17.
Because Psalms chapter 107, verse 17.
Come on.
Fools, because of their transgressions and because of their iniquities, are afflicted.
Hosea 4 and 6.
Hosea.
Somebody get it. Hosea 4 and 6.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6.
Right? And somebody get that Matthews 10. Go ahead, read.
Well, Hosea.
Read Hosea 4.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Go ahead.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Right.
I will also reject thee.
I will do what?
Also reject thee.
Yeah, the Most High, he literally rejects you. He rejects you from the good. He rejects you from that kingdomship and those priestly ordinances, that priestly order, that divine walk. He removed, because what does he do? How can you be a priest or a king if you ain't got one in front of you? How can you be that if you don't have an example? So literally, you're removed from a situation. And then guess what you learn how to be? What you already are. You just keep being that. Prideful, hateful, disobedient, nonchalant. Everything's a damn joke. Everything's a damn game. Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
Come on.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the laws of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
I will do what to your children?
I will also forget thy children.
Yeah, but think about how the Most High forgets our children. He just let them be inside of your own wisdom. He lets you deal with your wisdom according to your children. And then what happens? What happens to our children when they deal with the wisdom of the world? Transgender, homosexuality, murder, drugs, assaults, SA, right? All those different things happen to our children because of the wisdom of the parent. That worldly wisdom. Go to Matthews 10:14. Read it.
Come. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 14.
Read.
And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of that house or city,
right?
Shake off the dust of your feet.
Most High says, shake off the dust from the disobedient. The brother don't want to hear you. Yo, you ever like see a dude like skydive out of a plane and he falls backwards?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm great at falling back. You ever see a scuba diver before when they hop in, they fall backwards? That's me. Falling back. I fall back from the problems, dude. Yep. I'm falling back. Corey looking at me like, what the hell is this man talking about? I'm like a scuba diver to your problems. I'm going to dust off my feet and I'm going to fall back. Because if you can't hear me, you got to hear the Most High. Meaning you're going to deal with him. Read.
Verily I say unto you,
come on,
it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city.
Or for that house or for that man. Now, what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah?
You got destroyed, fire and brimstone.
Them niggas was wiped off the face of the earth. It's still sulfur today.
You got bombed.
You still can't go there. Yeah, you still can't go there and grow nothing in that region. Uninhabitable. It's just, it looked like chalk, that place. It said it's going to be more tolerable for them than for you. Last point, harsh destruction. Harsh destruction. Psalms 2 and 4, Ezekiel 14 and 7. Proverbs 5 and 11. Somebody get it. Psalms 2 and 4.
Book of Psalms chapter 2 and verse 4.
Read.
He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh.
Most High is going to laugh at you first and foremost. Just like Proverbs 1:22 down. He'll laugh at your calamities. Read.
The Lord shall have them in derision.
He's going to mock you. He's going to mock you. That's the point. The Most High can never be mocked. But he'll mock you though and laugh. Read.
Verse 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath.
Wait, what? With words?
In his wrath.
In his what?
In his wrath.
Yo, I don't know what man is so powerful that can withstand the wrath of the Lord. But if you got it, you got it. If you that man, let's see. Read on.
And vex them in his sore displeasure.
Ezekiel 14 and 7.
Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 7. For every one of the house of Israel, or of the stranger that sojourneth in Israel,
right,
which separated himself from me.
Which did what?
Separated himself from me.
Why are we separated from the Most High? Because of our iniquities. Go ahead.
And setteth up his idols in his heart.
The idol is you. The idol is your own mind. Remember, it said the sin it says rebellion is the sin of witchcraft and what?
Stubbornness.
It says stubbornness is the sin of witchcraft and what?
Rebellion.
Get the scripture. It says rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft and what? Damn. I don't know this one. This is like a staple.
That too.
Read.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23.
Read.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
And what?
Is as iniquity and idolatry.
And what?
Is as iniquity and idolatry.
And he that set it up, read.
And setteth up his idol.
His what?
His idol.
His what?
His idol.
Your rebellion and stubbornness is idolatry. Because you're putting yourself above the Most High. And that's how you're separated. So he's letting you know, them that separate themselves in their idolatry, read.
In his heart.
In his what?
In his heart.
I'm better than God. I ain't listening to that. F them brothers. F her. I'm not following those rules. Why I gotta do that for? I don't need to do that. We'll see. You ain't God. I guess the Most High just gotta check me then. Read.
And putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face.
Come on.
And comes to a prophet.
What should be before our face? The law, the wisdom. That should be like frontlets between our eyes. Not iniquity and stumbling blocks. Read on.
To inquire of him concerning me.
And then, see what happens is this. What it's trying to show you is that you'll do all this wickedness and idolatry and this, and then you'll try to come and what does the Most High say? What's the Most High thinking? You'll go to a prophet. You'll try to go to what? I'm going to go to the Facebook prophets. I'm going to go to the Snapchat prophet. I'm going to get positive affirmations off of YouTube shorts. That's going to profit. Those are your prophets. That's what you allow to profit. Let me see what the Most High is thinking about what I'm thinking in my idolatry. Let me go to another idolatrous ass person. Let me go to somebody that don't believe in the Most High. This is what he's saying. It's not a good prophet. You go into the whack prophet. And what happens? Read.
I, the Lord, will answer him by myself.
You know what that means? Everybody move out the way. I got him. Everybody move out the way. I got her. Let me get him. And what he do? He move all his prophets out the way. He collect your little whack prophet that you use. He collects you and line you up. He line y'all up together. But he moves all his people out the way. You know what, lock around, move out the way out. What is out? Move. Stop. Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. I'm gonna answer. I got an answer for this disobedience. That's why I started the class out. How do you think the Most High looks at disobedience compared to how you look at it? You look at it like you deserve a little smack on the wrist. Most High said, move out the way, I'm about to answer. Move. And me, I'm good. I'll move out the way quick. I'm not gonna no longer be that, what is the man that stands in the breach? I'm not standing in the breach of disobedience and ignorance and arrogance and niggerdom. Not doing it. I'll move out the way. Because this is about to be a crazy answer. Read on.
Verse 8. And I will set my face against that man.
Go ahead.
And will make him a sign and a proverb.
Whew.
And
he said, you're going to be a sign at what to not be. Yeah, look at him over there. That's what you shouldn't do. Look at him over there. That's a proverb. He right back to, you right back to damn, whatever they call us in the world status. You right back to a proverb, a dark saying. You a parable. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Don't be like him. What that mean? Just look. What that mean? Just look at her. Don't be like her. Don't be like them over there.
Like Lot's wife.
Lot's wife, right. What do you say? Remember Lot's wife. You like, what that mean? Oh, damn. Let me go back. Oh, wow. Rebellion. Disobedience. Don't look back. Just keep it moving. All you get is remember Lot's wife. All we get is remember such and such. Why you doing that? Man, remember such and such? That nigga messed up. Remember such and such?
Looking at old photos.
You look at old photos like, damn, remember him? Damn, that nigga. Damn, that sister. Damn, remember? That's it. That's all you are. You a memory. Man, that dude was moving in the spirit, and then, damn, man, if he would have just listened, bruh. If she would have just listened, it would have been all good. Read on.
And I will cut him off from the midst of my people, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
It's like, why are you waiting for that drastic? Because cut off don't mean, oh, you just get to run to another state. Cut your ass off means to put you to death. Like you think, oh, I'll just be cut off and I just get to go live in Nevada somewhere. You know, I just get to go run around in Vegas and just live my life somewhere in the valley or somewhere in New York or somewhere in Cali. I get to hit the beach. No, you're in danger of death. That's what it means to be cut off from the people. That's just a longer death sentence. It's a longer death sentence. That's it. Go to Proverbs 5:11. Read it.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 11.
Go ahead.
And thou mourn at the last.
Come on.
When thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
Now we know in the context he's talking about dealing with a type of woman. Right? For the context, we know the context of the Proverbs 5. He's dealing, Solomon is teaching us what type of woman to not deal with. And he's showing you, you deal with this type of whorish woman, at the last, this is what happens. But really, if you look at it, it's still in the vein of disobedience. At the last, what? Read verse 11.
Verse 11 from the top. And thou mourn at the last.
Now you mourn. Go ahead.
When thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
And I know, well, how is that going to happen? I don't know. The Most High is going to answer that. The Most High will have the answer to body and flesh consumed. Yeah. Literal sense and in a figurative sense. Read.
And say, how have I hated instruction?
No, read.
And
how have I what?
Hated instruction.
How have I what?
Hated instruction.
See, he going to hit you so hard, you're going to come back and be like, man, I hated instruction this much. Remember them thoughts that we talked about, them fruitless thoughts? You're going to be in a spin cycle. But then look at what it takes for a man to have to get it. Look at what it takes for us to get it. The Most High got to literally break your flesh, break your mind, break your body, break your marriage, break your children, break you, break your wife, break your grandpa. He got to dip all the way into the future, break all your hopes and dreams just for you to say, you know what? Dang. They were right. Dang. It's like the knee slap moment. You know when you, oh, shucks. Right. You're like, oh, shucks. Knee slap. It's too late. It's too late for the knee slap.
Oh, now I get what they were talking about.
Right, light bulb go off. Bing! It's like, bruh, are you dunce? Are you dull? And then when the light bulb go off, it's like a 20 watt. It ain't even like the 150 watt that's like real luminous. It's like a 20 watt that's, it's like trying to hold on. Light bulb, and it's like blinking out. Let me stop. Read.
And my heart despised reproof.
Right?
And have not obeyed the voice of my teacher.
Oh, there goes them teachers again. No, but what I did was laughed and scoffed. What I did was misused, misappropriated their guidance. What I did was act like what they saying ain't valid. Their assessments don't matter. Bruh, the Bible say, you know when the scriptures say, let the righteous smite me, it shall be a kindness. It's only a kindness if the other person is righteous too. But if you stupid and foolish, when the righteous smite you, you're going to hate it. So now look at yourself. Think about it. Who goes to you got health problems. Where are you going to get the assessment? The gym?
Doctor.
You going to a doctor, right? And do you get mad when he tells you what's wrong with you? Yeah, doc, I came in, I got this crazy ass cough. I'm coughing up a lung. Oh, you got bronchitis. Man, why you tell me that? And you snuff him in the face.
Oh, no.
Or do you walk out there, thank you, doctor. Thank you, doctor. And you praising him and you giving him you high-fiving that nigga because he's about to give you prescription. All that. You thanking him. You're not mad at the doctor. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! That's what you think. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! You coughing up a lung. That's what you think, doc. You're not saying to the doctor you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You went to him. It's no different. Just know when you stand before me, I'm going to tell you stuff. Everyone knows that, right? Whether it be one-on-one, whether it be two-on-two, whether it be in a class setting, whether if you're in my house, whether if I'm in your house, you could be picking me up in your car. I'm gonna tell you if there's something wrong. Right? Right. I mean, y'all know that, right? Y'all have experienced that, right? Okay. So the point is, what you mad for? What you acting like what's being told to you is wrong for? Especially when all we're doing is just taking your whole life, moving over to the side and putting a mirror. Like we got like that full body mirror and we just put it right in front of you and we move to the side. Like, look.
You see that?
And then you get mad and punch the mirror. And then blame us. And we like, bro, that was you. Sis, that's your mirror. That's your whole reflection. What you mad at us for? What you laughing at us for? Laughing us off. Scoffing us off. Mocking us. What? Body mirror. We moved out the way. Remember, we moved. Mirror. Read on.
Nor incline my ear to them.
But see, I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. There's that little word that's like a nemesis for most teachers. You have to have that. And the teachers are not there to just pat you in the ass because you did 3 + 3 and got 6. Because when you do 4 plus 3 is what?
7.
But when you put 9, we're gonna say, hey sis, it's not 9.
Yep.
Hey brother, 4 plus 7 is actually what is that? 11? Right? Or it was 4 plus 3 is supposed to be 7, right? That's the point. But you putting 11, you putting 10, you putting all the wrong answers. You expect us to just be like, you know what? After all the years of research and all the mathematic equations, you know what? We're gonna go with your answer. We're gonna change all the textbooks and everything, because that's what you expect. It's like you do something and we're supposed to look at the Bible and be like, you know what? Screw the Bible. You're right. It don't matter what the books say no more. You got it.
It's a mistranslation.
Yeah. Let me make sure that I ain't got the ESB. Wait, what's that? Oh, damn. Nah. Well, you're right. The Bible don't matter no more. Standard, commitment, duty, obligation, Most High. Because you want it to be your answer, so we're supposed to agree. That's how y'all act. That's how y'all act at the core of it. If we translate it to a math problem, I want 6 plus 6 to be 6. And we're like, it's 12. But then you expect us to say, you know what? Hey, brother, we see your point. So we're going to just say it's 6 also. Yo, you ain't got no point, is the point.
Yeah.
You ain't got no point.
True.
So we can't just disregard what you don't want to deal with here because you want to have a point. And I'm talking about spiritually, with the spiritual guidance, the accountability piece, the brotherhood and sisterhood piece that's in here. You can't disregard that because you feel a certain type of way. That's crazy. Because if I disregarded it every time I felt a certain way, I would not be fit to be a leader. I would not be fit to be a teacher. Read on.
Verse 13 from the top. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers.
Come on.
Nor inclined my ear to them that instruct me.
Yeah, that's what you're going to be saying down the line. Down the line. Once it's all said and done. Skin all ate up, mind all destroyed, more than what it was. Rib gone, kids gone, you gone, world still spinning. But you in some corner in some weird ass city doing weird things with weird people. It's going to dawn on you one day. Oh, wait, damn. It was right. This is how far I've fallen? All because I disobeyed. Asharai got 4 more precepts. I want 2 more precepts. We ain't doing 2 more precepts. Babe, where you want to go?
It's just right on your point. It's
Yeah.
Romans 1:28, Revelations 2:5.
You're not even on my point though. Romans 1 is talking about homosexuality. No, it's not. It's talking about homosexuals. Okay, Romans 1:28. Read it real quick.
Romans chapter 1 verse 28.
Read. She's trying to be. She's trying to smash niggas. Go ahead, read.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
And that's actually right on point. That's what it is. It becomes this reprobate mind, right? It becomes this reprobate where nothing can pierce. You can't be challenged. You can't be corrected. That's what some of us are in danger of becoming, reprobates. How you a reprobate right inside the camp? Damn. How you a reprobate right with you live inside the Bible, but you the reprobate one in the Bible? That's how you endanger some of us. Because your knowledge didn't want to retain the way that the Most High wanted. Disobedience is your knowledge. Read.
To do those things which are not convenient.
And we know in the context he's going into the mispractices of homosexuality and lesbianism, right? But just to the point, there's many things, because that's a form of disobedience. which is not convenient. So it's right to the point. Revelations 2 and what?
5.
Revelations 2 and verse 5.
Con. This Revelation chapter 2, verse 5.
No, we ain't doing no repent stuff up in here. This ain't all fluff, flat. No, I'm like, read. Go ahead.
This Revelation chapter 2, verse 5.
Talking about repent.
Remember therefore from whence thou art fallen.
Right.
And repent.
And what?
And repent.
Come on.
And do the first works.
Yeah, do your first works of obedience that you did when you first got here, when you first learned the truth, when you first got the wisdom. Do those first works that carried your faith and was able for you to lay more bricks on top of your faith. Do that first work. Obviously, you built something for you to be able to fall. So do the first work. Build back that foundation. Go ahead.
Or else I will come unto thee quickly.
Read.
And will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent.
Ba'ashem Yahushai. Any questions? Yeah, I know you asked a question on relationships. What's the proper way to agree and disagree? Yeah, so we could actually, yeah, the brother sent a class in this chat. It's probably not going to. It's probably not going to. The Lord our righteousness. If you can.
It's titled How to Obtain Longevity.
There's a class how to obtain longevity in a marriage.
Yeah.
How to obtain longevity in a marriage.
There's a part 1 and a part 2.
Right, that's the name of the class. You can look that up on our channel, Houston channel, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to answer some of these questions. You just got to scroll through the classes. What? You remember when it was done? You sent it. Go to it real quick.
About 4 years.
About 4 years ago, we did that. Damn. Okay, so we do. I mean, I feel like all we talk about is relationships.
Yeah.
That was the one that fit best.
Yeah.
To the question that she asked.
But look for that class. Watch it. If you need more information or another class, we can do it. Just let us know. We went a little bit over. So hopefully y'all gained something from that. If you didn't watch part 1, watch part 1 so you could get a better grasp on part 2 and why it went this way in the context. And if that's it, we thank everybody for joining us, and we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom!
Everybody else, I find you.